Now, modern Arjun you might not have heard, but you might have heard about Mahatma, not Gandhi, Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. I call him the protector of the weak. His Jupiter was in Purva Falguni Nakshatra, his moon was in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra. Kind of similar to Arjun. Was the modern Arjun of our times. Jupiter, Purva Falguni, right? Protector of the weak. What did he say? तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आज़ादी दूंगा. Jai Hind. The English translation is, you give me blood, I will give you independence. Jai Hind. So, look at it, how greatly he is connected with this nakshatra, and he is the modern Arjun who gave us basically the freedom. India got freedom because of him. And you see how much the very first army of India, you can see the women regiment. It was called the Rani Lakshmibai regiment, I think so. So this much equality we have in our culture with women. Now let's try to understand this whole, in a way, Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, right? So in the 12th house, so the 2 feet, 12th house is associated with 2 feet, right? And the song that INA had, and like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose favorite song in a way, is Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. Feet by feet, go forward. Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. Right? So this song was banned by the British in India after World War II as seditious. So now you look at it, his moon is over there in the 12th house. And this was banned by the British, this song, because it was considered as seditious. So it was considered as a seditious, means basically it will end the British Empire. So that's why it was banned. End of an empire, end of the life, 12th house, 2 feet, Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. And how much influence he had of great souls, Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He used to say that, okay, that Vivekananda is the maker of modern India. You can see his Ketu is in Ashlesha, pretty much associated with people who love their country, the Desh Bhakts, the national loving people. They are associated with Ashlesha Nakshatra. Right? Now, how much as a leader, how much conviction he had is one thing that we need to learn. He said, I only give expression to my very firm conviction when I say that India will be free during our lifetime. So Rashtrapati Subhash Bose said that. And his conviction, right? So what he is saying, during our during our lifetime. Now if you look at it, his Lagna is in Swati. Now, Swati Nakshatra, the Swati Ganpati is basically the Nritya Ganpati is described as the happy dancer. Nritya Ganpati is four-armed and golden with rings on his fingers, holding a tusk gourd noose and a modaka sweet. He prances under a kalpavriksha tree, epitomizing exuberant activity and joy. See, Kalpavriksha is important over here for us to understand because he actually gave birth to a new nation. Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose gave birth to a new nation. Okay, it was because of his army, India got the freedom. I know somehow as soon as the freedom happened, he is nowhere in the newspaper. Somehow taken out. And so many nonsense created by people about all of his efforts during that time. So for that also we need to understand who was Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and why he did what he did, how he gave birth to a nation, why he went into a war. Mars, right? Why he went into a war? He was sitting with Gandhi and he wanted to go on the non-violent path. But then what happened? Why did he go on that path and he said that I will create an Indian national army and I will get the freedom? No, if nobody wants to do that, you give me blood, I will give you freedom. Why did he do that? So for that, let's try to understand it because it is very important for people to understand that why I call this person a Mahatma. A Mahatma, why? Because this person realized the things as they are. Because if you want to really move in your life or you really need to understand, you have to look things as they are. You have to remove all the filters out. So he fought the British, right? So he was fighting for the freedom. So let's try to understand who were the imperial powers. So Britain ruled 62 countries, approximate. All these numbers are approximate, by the way. Somehow Germany is missing in this. Anyways, Britain ruled 62 countries, France 28, Spain 17, Soviet Union 16, Portugal 7, United States 5, Australia is there, Belgium is there, Japan, Sweden, China, Italy, Turkey, Germany. All of them were basically imperial powers. So what did these imperial powers do? Britain, for example, by a very rough estimate, they took $45 trillion out of India. The jihadis, read this book. Forced conversion, slavery, read it. It is by M.A. Khan. Partition of Africa, how it was divided by these imperial powers. The American genocide. You see this? You know what is this? These are bisons. And this guy is standing on it. He killed these many bisons. For what? Gameplay, fun. Want to remove all the bisons so that all the land is for them. Now bisons are only found in 2 states in United States. Bisons used to be there in all the states of United States in millions. Now they are barely in thousands. Australian, what they did to the natives. So try to understand who he was trying to fight and why he moved from a non-violent movement with Gandhi to basically a different path where he formed his own army. So his Indian independent army happened before even the independence of India, and the leader was Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose of Azad Hind Fauj. So look at it. They used to kill people by just strapping them to the this cannons and then shoot them off. Look at this, a woman, how she is being treated in the British rule, and rape laws protected the British officers. All of us know about the Great Bengal Famine. We know about the General Dyer Jallianwala Bagh massacre also. So all these things were happening right in front of his eyes, but he was still under the impression of basically let's get it by non-violent standards. Okay, till now he was still there. So this was Jallianwala Bagh. Even there he was like still with Gandhi doing all that stuff, right? And then if you look over here in America, in India, there's all these tigers and all that. The Britishers, how animals were killed. Pashupatinath might be crying. Now these are animals, correct? We consider animals to be less than us. Look at this. It's 1960. These are aboriginals. They called aborigines, or they are the natives. These are the people who Australia is theirs. And they are not animals, but see, look at them. They are treated like animals. We should not be treating even animals like this. But look at this. It was in 1960s. Nowadays they are holding up, oh, we are the human rights, human rights, human rights. USA, human rights, human rights, human rights. Britishers, human rights, human rights, human rights. Who will answer for all these things? Who is going to answer it? Look at this guy. In New Zealand, in 1895, look at this, what he did. A collection of native people's head. So this is how much ego these guys had. So my question to all of you is this. Can a slave of British colonials say this or not? I am really very serious. Can we ask this question to ourselves or not? If a powerful empire like the British Empire can go around the world with a begging bowl, they went to come to USA with a begging bowl. What objection could there be to an enslaved, disarmed people like ourselves? We were the slaves. Okay, India, we were the slaves. Africa, Africans were the slaves. Natives of all the lands were slaves, basically. So if they can go with a begging bowl all around the world to ask for help for saving their own freedom, can't we, the slaves, go abroad to ask for our freedom? Which kind of logic is this, I ask you? British went with a begging bowl of violence to ensure their freedom. So that is the thing that you have to understand. So what used to inspire Subhash Chandra Bose before he asked this question to himself? Let's see. Before he asked this question to himself, he was inspired to join the freedom movement when lawyers quit the courts, when the title holders relinquishes their title, students left their college, government servants started resigning their offices. Then Rabindranath Tagore renounced his knighthood. C.R. Das left his lucrative bar practice. So when that happened, Subhash Chandra Bose, a nail hit in his head. That how could he continue the service of the government when Mohandas Gandhi renounced the service of the government as satanic? How could he continue? So he just went for Purna Swaraj and he said, I want freedom and I will join Gandhi. Before he actually asked this question to himself. But then what happened? The war started. The World War II started. I think that's the time when he asked himself this question. Because he saw them going with a begging ball everywhere to save themselves from the Germans. Once again, a colonial power. That also is a colonial power, right? So Britishers were not non-violent in fighting for the freedom of their right for freedom. He pretty much saw it with his own eyes. Now, he was not that idiot. He was a very, very, very Mahatma soul. He understood it. An intelligent being gets an answer. See, an intelligent being will get the answer looking at the war. And so did Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose. He got it. He said that if Britishers can do this, then why we who are our slaves, why can't we go and fight for our freedom? And why can't we go and ask for help from anybody? See, wisdom of ages. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's a wisdom old, is a ages old wisdom. And it does work if handled tactfully. And he was very tactful in handling all those things. He was a dreamer. He had put also the currency. The stamps were also there. Equality for the women. Look at it. I will make a separate episode about Mahatma Subhash Chandra Bose, but I just wanted to give few slides out of it over here because we are trying to understand his protect, as he was the protector of the weak. His Jupiter is in Purva Falguni too, is pretty much known today. तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुम्हें आज़ादी दूंगा. He is pretty much known today with Kadam Kadam Badhaye Ja. Very important, the moon thing, right? And then we know that what happened after that, what happened to him is all rest shrouded in mystery. So other notable personalities in Purva Falguni Nakshatra. See, remember, this was a freedom fighter. Arjun, who got us the freedom. On top of it, right? He is a Mahatma. Other great people who have Purva Falguni Nakshatra in their horoscopes are Swami Shivananda, Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, Sadguru Jaggi Vasudev. They all have it. Okay, so pretty much associated with spirituality a lot. I know I have not discussed much of the chart, rather than I have much more discussed the history of Subhash Chandra Bose. But try to understand this Swati Nakshatra, Kalpavriksha, birth of a new nation, right? So who other had Swati Nakshatra in their horoscopes? Let's see that. Mahatma Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose had it. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Mohandas Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Jinnah, they all had it. So try to understand these relationships, and pretty much I will also be working on the book which I might come up for with all the Ganpatis. So I'm working on that, so I'm slow in other episodes also. I didn't cover much of the astrological whole reading of this, but you pretty much get it, because majority of the people who understand these nakshatras, they will understand by all this what I am saying, right? Mars in Rohini. So uh, so basically he tried to getting the resources back to 8 axis, right? By fighting, getting the resources back for the country. He is known fifth Leo, right? For the country, Leo kind of associated with the king. Third house of the so in all those, ninth the house of dharma or the profession, is speaking, all that stuff, you look at it, right? It's so much amazing that Swati Nakshatra is also related with birth of a new nation, where Mahatma, Netaji Bose, Vallabhbhai Patel, Mohandas Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Jinnah all had this nakshatra also in theirs. So that's pretty much it. Uh, it's I know it's a pretty very fast superficial whole nakshatra, but I can talk for hours about this nakshatra. Main thing to remember is about your ego, and try to understand the concept of marriage. Aditya Hriday Stotram is important for this nakshatra. For this nakshatra, it is important. You cannot have your ego more. Rama, Ravan. Okay? It is all the significance is all about the ego. So Aditya Hriday Stotram, don't forget that part of it. Learn something from all these stories. Protector of the weak, Subhash Chandra Bose got us freedom from the clutches of these kind of people. So from these kind of people, okay? So if a person gets me out from these kind of slavery, I call that person a Mahatma. Thank you very much. It was nice talking. And Hiramba Ganpati is very much, I think, worshipped in Nepal. And all these 32 Ganpatis can be found in India. I will talk about it might be later in the one of the next episodes. But nice talking. Thank you very much. Namaskar.